Have you ever ran a marathon or started a project with great enthusiasm and then to lose steam after that? Well, then tune into today's episode on how to be more consistent. Hi, this is Paisate and I'm your host today. You can call me Payson or PS, whichever that you prefer that makes your life easier. Today, we are going to talk about how to be more consistent. Personally, this is what I struggle the most with. Are you more of a sprinter or a marathon runner? If you're more of a marathon runner, you know the value of slow and steady and pacing yourself. While people like me, who's more of a type A person, more of a sprinter, I've always wanted to run before I can walk, basically. And I need to learn how to be more consistent so that I don't lose my steam or get into a burnout before I can reach the finishing line. So if you're similar like me, then you're going to find this episode to be really useful. I learned about consistency through two things that is not related. One of them is through my tennis lesson. So by building consistency, what my coach has taught me is to conserve my energy and to pace myself rather than going all out and hit the winner at every chance that I can get in the beginning and then to lose momentum after that. I also learned about how to be more consistent through a 40-day Mandala challenge. I'll talk to you more about that. So, in order for us to be more consistent in our work, because consistency is what is going to build trust. So, for example, if I'm pushing out 3 episodes in a week, and the next week I'm just doing 1 episode, and then the week after I'm going to do 2 episodes, and then I'm going to then turn into 1 episode, I'm sure you're going to lose trust in me. You would prefer for me, for example, to do one content every week consistently than sporadically with like 2 episodes, 1 episode, 4 episodes, and so on. I'm sure you can relate to that. So how are we going to build consistency? First is to set a realistic goal. I'm not the person who likes to go big or go home. And I almost always have to remind myself, be consistent, pace yourself. So set a realistic goal. So for example, rather than saying, I want to do 2 or 4 episodes a week, why not I start with one for a certain period of time. And once I get the hang of it, I can always increase it to 2 after that and build up the momentum. And once I reach the goal, then slowly I increase it and further on. Just as when you're developing a new habit, you have to learn how to be consistent rather than approach it with great enthusiasm and lose steam. And the only way to do it is by setting a very small actionable goal in the start. And once you gain the confidence to do it, and you feel good because when you achieve and hit those targets, you feel good about yourself rather than doing a lot at a time and then the next day you lose steam and then you're going to berate yourself for that. Trust me, I've done that many times. So it's a good reminder for us to set a realistic goal from the start, and then the next step is to increment it little by little. And then you can add other things that you want to change on top of that. In the process of writing my book, I set a consistency plan where I'm going to write, say, for every morning for 1 hour. And also, by setting up those consistency plan, you are more likely to stick to the process till the finishing line. So what I do is I commit myself to writing every day for a certain period of time, regardless whether I feel like doing it or not. So what is it about the 40-day mandala? I went to this meditation course, the initiation in Korea, where you're supposed to do 40-day mandala. The idea is that it takes about 40 days before you can develop a new habit. So for example, if you were to miss one day of the 40 days, you have to start all over again. And I almost blew it on my 39th day of the 40-day mandala. Imagine yourself at the finishing line and having to start over again. So consistency means, for example, if you hit a tennis stroke, I have to hit it consistently, continuously, say five shots in a row. Say if you want to create a new habit of waking up early, you can just set up a realistic goal of say 15 minutes for the first week. So every day you have to wake up 15 minutes earlier, irregardless. And if you miss one of the days, you have to start the count all over again until you hit the target. I know all of us are impatient, especially myself, on achieving our dream, but Rome is not built in one day. And it's almost every day I have to keep on reminding myself why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm going in for the long haul. And you have to make sure that you see life as a marathon and not as a sprint, and to pace yourself along the way and enjoy the journey as well. I hope that you find this episode useful. Let me know which of those tips that you find the most useful. And until the next episode, live a life worth writing about.